The News 4 Rundown starts now.
And welcome in, everybody. I'm Jim Adley. Let's begin tonight with that forecast. A beautiful evening ahead, and it's quite the change from yesterday at this time. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Amelia Draper is here. Amelia, how long will this beautiful weather stick around for us?
Well, for the most part, Jim, we're tracking dry conditions this evening and another nice summer day overall tomorrow. Maybe a late day shower or thunderstorm, but once again, most if not all of your Wednesdays looking dry. So what can you expect tonight? Dry for the evening hours, barbecue, taking the dog for a walk, no issues there. Some scattered showers, downpour possible overnight into the very early morning hours tomorrow, 6 a.m. and low temperatures tonight in the 60s and low 70s. So really comfortable. The sunset, by the way, right around 8:05. Here's the latest on Storm Team 4 radar. We're dry across the area, but looking back well to the west and south, nasty storms moving through parts of Ohio, West Virginia, and down into the Carolinas. This storm in West Virginia, this is where we pull our downpour or shower chance from overnight tonight. But until then, Jim, we'll enjoy a temperature of 83 and humidity levels that really aren't that bad for August.
We'll take that. See you in just a bit. Amelia, thank you. On Northern Virginia.
You recorded us. You almost ran us over.
I didn't almost
ran us over. So stop playing.
A woman from Northern Virginia is sharing video of this dramatic encounter with ICE agents in a Falls Church parking lot yesterday. The video shows the woman shouting at one of the agents, and later on an agent points a gun at her and accuses her of trying to run them over. New tonight, for the first time, DHS is responding to that video and doubling down on the ICE agent's claims. But the woman told Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Drew Wilder this video proves she didn't put the agents in danger.
Yeah, you recorded us. You almost ran us over.
I didn't almost
ran us over. So stop playing. Stop playing.
You are full of
With a gun drawn, an ICE agent and a Northern Virginia woman argue through her driver's side window Monday afternoon in a Falls Church parking lot.
I will arrest you. Keep it up.
I'm a legal citizen.
I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
With her car boxed in by ICE vehicles, other agents approach her
I
car.
want to try to run us over.
Run you over when? I got recording. I got dash cam.
She's sharing that dash cam video with News 4. The video starts about 35 seconds before the initial confrontation. The driver is Carolina Molina, a U.S. citizen who says she just witnessed these ICE agents arrest two men on the other side of the parking lot. She says she's angry with ICE, but she wasn't following them. She says she was in the parking lot for work, dropping business cards with immigration lawyers to offer counseling services. She says when she turned around and passed the ICE agents again, she shouted at them from her window. The video shows her turning right as one of the agents stops and then returns to his vehicle. Moments later, she turns around, and this time, two SUVs approach, one in front and one from the rear.
Are you really?
Are you following us?
No, I'm not.
Are you following us?
Tonight, Molina is sharing her story with News 4.
Honestly, I'm scared. I feel more fear now because this situation, I feel like it was uncalled for.
News 4 reached out to ICE for comment, and DHS responded to our request by asking for Molina's video. We directed them to what she's already posted online, and a spokesperson responded, telling News 4 in part, quote, an anti-ICE agitator began to drive her car in circles around our ICE officers and then attempted to harm officers by weaponizing her vehicle against them, all in an attempt to help illegal aliens get away. The video Molina shared with News 4 does not corroborate DHS's claim, but News 4 is not able to verify what happened prior to the start of the video, and DHS has not provided News 4 with any other evidence in support of its statement. Still, we asked Molina why she made the comments to the agent in the first place.
Regardless, even if I said something, I feel like that is my First Amendment right as an American citizen, and I don't think it calls for this type of excessive force.
The video shows the ICE agent who drew his weapon had his gun in his hand as soon as he stepped out of his vehicle.
Once I picked up my phone and started recording him, that's when the story switched and he started saying, oh, it seems like she's the one that almost ran you over. She's the one that almost ran us over.
The entire interaction depicted in this video, from the time the agent steps out of the car until he gets back into the car to leave, lasts about 50 seconds. Molina says after that, everyone left the parking lot. Reporting in Falls Church, Drew Wilder, News 4.
Now, Virginia Congressman Don Byers said his office is in contact with Carolina. He said He'll be demanding answers and consequence from what he's calling a misconduct by ICE. Today marks 1 year since President Trump declared a crime emergency in D.C., taking control of the police department and sending in federal law enforcement. The president called crime in the city out of control. 1 year later, thousands of National Guard troops continue patrolling D.C. streets. Mayor Muriel Bowser says she's protected the district's autonomy while the U.S. Attorney touts major progress fighting crime. As News 4's Paul Wagner reports, residents in the district continue to push back against the deployment.
Let the voices of the people all unite. Together we are in this fight.
On the space formerly known as Black Lives Matter Plaza today, Ahmaud led a crowd of protesters who wanted their voices heard. As National Guard troops stood nearby, city residents had a few things to say.
Everyone deserves the right to self-rule, and D.C. doesn't have that.
It will continue to fight back. This occupation has to end.
This is about power. And that White House back there.
The federal surge included a sharp increase in the number of ICE agents arresting undocumented migrants in the city. And with it came controversy in the form of an executive order from then Chief of Police Pamela Smith that, according to our reporting at the time, allowed police to notify ICE about subjects not in custody, including during traffic stops, and to help ICE in the transportation of detained suspects. D.C. police confirmed that order remains in effect today.
We are in a similar place to where we were last year this time.
Sandra Benavente, the advocacy manager for IUDA, a group that provides legal, social, and language services for immigrants, says one consequence to the federal surge has been crime victims' fear of going to the police.
And so this has introduced a lot of uncertainty and fear for our clients and our attorneys who are unsure of, how to advise them at this moment because of the collaboration between MPD and ICE.
In a statement, U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro says D.C. is safer as crime declines sharply, saying in part, our prosecution efforts are up 67% since I became U.S. Attorney. Over the past year, we have worked relentlessly to reduce violence, hold offenders accountable, and restore a sense of safety in neighborhoods across the district. In the same statement, Pirro said homicides have dropped by 45%, but it's unclear by what metric. According to crime stats published by D.C. police, homicides are down 31% when compared to the same time last year, and violent crime is up 3%. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser also released a statement which reads in part, "We preserved our autonomy. We saved lives by keeping our focus on public safety. And throughout the surge, we ensured D.C. residents were able to peacefully exercise their First Amendment rights." Now, a little bit more on those crime numbers. Overall crime here in the District of Columbia is down 20%, but violent crime is up 3%, something that wasn't included in the U.S. Attorney's press release. Now, as far as the number of soldiers that are here in the District of Columbia, we just got some new numbers today. There are 4,636 National Guard soldiers walking patrols here in the District of Columbia. The vast majority are coming from 23 states and territories. At the Lincoln Memorial, Paul Wagner, News 4.
The search is on tonight for the person who shot and killed a 16-year-old at a birthday party over the weekend in Virginia. The teen has been identified as Samuel Ojeda from Triangle, Virginia. The Fauquier County Sheriff's Office says deputies were already at that birthday party, responding to reports of noise and gunfire when the teen was shot. The 16-year-old is facing the possibility of life in prison after a murder conviction in Prince George's County. Uriel Colon was tried as an adult in the murder of 49-year-old Mansell Johnson. Prosecutors say Johnson was killed in an armed robbery in Greenbelt back in September of last year. Two other defendants, a 21-year-old and a 17-year-old, are awaiting trial. A man has been convicted of raping a woman on a trail in Fairfax County back in November of 24. Herndon police say 33-year-old Dennis Navarrete confessed to the crime that happened on the Washington and Old Dominion Trail. Prosecutors say his conviction was delayed because he was first found incompetent to stand trial. Police say Navarrete is from Honduras and is an undocumented immigrant. He could face up to 18 years when he's sentenced in December. A federal judge in D.C. says the Kennedy Center owes $250,000 in legal fees to a musician. The Arts Center had sued Chuck Red for canceling a Christmas Eve concert after President Trump's name was added to the building's facade. The case was dismissed back in June, and a judge now says the Kennedy Center has 45 days to cover Red's legal fees. A spokesman for the center says they will appeal. This week, our For More Context team is looking into the impact of having so many data centers in our region, as Dominion Energy looks to build a massive power line desperately needed to keep the grid strong. The battle lines are drawn right through some families' front and backyards. In most cases, you can't stop the line from coming. But as Ted Oberg found out, you are due something.
The reality is that the power lines are coming. It is almost impossible to stop them. You don't have to just sit back and take it, but yes, they will come, and ultimately you're not going to stop the project completely.
You're not saying that as a guy who represents Dominion.
No.
I mean, you're saying that as a guy who fights for homeowners.
I've gone against Dominion 100 times, and I'm against Dominion right now in a dozen cases. So, yeah, the fight is how much, and also these minor modifications I can sometimes make for people.
Yeah. There may not be a better expert than Paul Turpak to talk to about these eminent domain cases where power lines go through your backyard. He's handled hundreds of them and literally helped the Commonwealth write the rules on it. And what do they pay you for?
They pay you for what they're taking of yours, not the benefit they're getting for the data center company. If they're taking a strip off your front yard, you get paid the fair market value of that strip off your front yard.
Can you really beat these things?
You can't beat them. You can get paid fairly. But stopping them, again, goes to Richmond. And yes, you can urge them to pick one alternative or another.
Data centers certainly are driving a lot of the electric growth, but this line is for everybody. This is a regional transmission line, not just hooking up one customer, not hooking up a neighborhood. This is a line that is necessary to make sure everybody in this area has power.
How worried are they that if they don't do this soon, the lights at your home and your neighbor's home is in jeopardy?
I think they're worried. Now, I will say that my experience with the power utilities is their number one criteria is grid resiliency. They are conscious all the time of what will this do to grid stability and grid resiliency for all of our customers. They cannot risk a grid shutdown.
Now, this is just part of our For More in-depth context conversation you can watch right here on NBC Washington's YouTube page. For more of our For More Context reports, just scan that QR code on your screen. Ted Oberg will share more on this conversation on Friday evening, right here at 7:30 on The Rundown. When we come back tonight on The Rundown, when you could see a partial solar eclipse tomorrow in the district, and who's going to be getting a much better view than we are. Plus, multiple stores targeted by thieves across the DMV. The arrest tonight, and why investigators say the group is linked with a retail theft ring operating across the country. $500,000 worth of merchandise taken from at least 100 stores in multiple states, including Maryland, Virginia, and the district. Prince George's County Police say it's an organized retail theft ring now busted by a local task force. Our Dominic Moody explains how the criminal organization used social media to sell the stolen items and law enforcement's message to businesses and customers.
It's a crime operation that spanned as far as Pennsylvania all the way down to Virginia. Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of electronics, clothes, even cell phones, all taken from stores across multiple states. Prince George's County Police say the investigation into the organized scheme began in February of last year and expanded earlier this year.
It became clear that there's not one simple aspect of the case. It's not shoplifting. It is not isolated theft, It's organized theft involving individuals connected to broader criminal activity.
The investigation expanded after multiple retail thefts within Prince George's. The department also launched the Organized Retail Theft Task Force with multiple partners, including Homeland Security along with D.C. and Maryland State Police. According to investigators, the alleged thieves created a social media page with pictures of stolen merchandise, or in some cases, items they didn't even have yet. Potential buyers would then be able to purchase the items through an app or in person or make a down payment. From there, the suspects would sell the stolen items in their possession, or if they didn't have them yet, steal them so they could seal the deal.
These are professional thieves that come in and target merchandise specifically and take it and resell it. So this wasn't stemming from a flash mob type incident.
Investigators say they were able to learn about the organized retail theft through tips from the community. On Monday, they arrested 6 people. 4 are from Prince George's and 2 are from the district. During the arrest, investigators say they located drugs along with a firearm and $20,000 worth of stolen merchandise with security tags. Police say the suspects have been arrested before and were known to police and targeted 100 businesses, stealing from retailers multiple times.
Today's arrest should send a clear message to those organizations.
I think these individuals think that they can get away with these types of crimes and not be held accountable, and we are going to hold them accountable.
At least 3 of the suspects face both state and federal charges, and police say they are expected to make 5 additional arrests in the case.
Prince George's County Police say this week they will be going to different retailers and working with them about the best practices if a theft happens to their business. In Prince George's County, Dominique Moody, News 4.
Thanks, Dominique. All right, there's something cool happening tomorrow. There's a total solar eclipse occurring. Here in the DMV, we will only see a small, very small part of it. The amount of the sun covered by the moon will vary by location. Here in the DMV, the best time to try to catch a glimpse of that smidge will be between 1:53 in the afternoon and 2:27 p.m. Greenland, Iceland, Spain, and Portugal will get the full-on show. All right, so we're not going to need those glasses. We're not going to need any build-up for it around here. You say the percentage is like 4 or 5%?
Yeah, it's 4%. Yeah. So
okay.
We're going to have no idea that it's going on.
Exactly.
No change here.
We're going to have to watch the video later that night.
Yes, and enjoy it that way.
Exactly.
Right? Looking at your weather headlines tonight, we're dry this evening. A shower or downpour in spots overnight tonight, maybe lingering until 4 or 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. But most of your Wednesday day is dry. Some scattered late-day thunderstorms tomorrow, but nothing like what we saw yesterday. Saturday, by the way, looking gorgeous. Speaking to the storms tomorrow, future weather stopping you here at 3 p.m. tomorrow on your Wednesday afternoon. Notice some spotty showers across the area, some scattered thunderstorms around 4 or 5 o'clock. Again, not super widespread, but because of the temperatures out there and a little bit of humidity, we could have some downpours. But again, it's not like the severe weather, the storms that we saw roll through the area yesterday where the district picked up nearly an inch of rain. Still some scattered thunderstorms possible into the later evening hours. But most of your Wednesday, another nice summer August day. We start off at 75 at 8 a.m. By lunchtime, temperatures in the low 80s. An afternoon high of about 88 degrees, a mix of clouds and sun throughout the day. It's a great pool day. Thursday looking very similar. A shower or thunderstorm is possible. Most of the day is dry. It's humid. It's not crazy. Friday, an interesting day. We have some cloudy skies, some showers on and off throughout the day. It's not a washout, but you want to keep the umbrella handy. Saturday, Jim, looking phenomenal with a chance for some storms later on Sunday.
All right. We'll see you tonight at 11. Amelia, thank you. A major traffic alert to tell you about in Prince George's County. Road crews are warning drivers to stay away from the very busy intersection of Route 4 at the Suitland Parkway in Upper Marlboro over the weekend. News 4 transportation reporter Adam Tuss explains why.
Yeah, well, look, as far as traffic shifts go and road work, this one is going to be very impactful, and it all starts this weekend right here along Route 4 where it hits the Suitland Parkway. Let me show you a little bit what's going on here before the shift even starts. You see these new lanes that have been put down off to the side of Route 4 Pennsylvania Avenue where a lot of the traffic is going to be shifted. In the distance, you see the cranes, the mounds of dirt. A lot of this work has to do with overpasses that will be built. Along Route 4 itself, lane changes, closures there. This is an active work zone and something drivers definitely really have to keep their eye on.
Road barrels, road signs, construction equipment. We've got it all coming up.
I think it's terrible.
Longtime resident Frank says this long-term project is enough to drive him away.
I've been here 45 years and I'm ready to move.
Well, the State Highway Administration says this $283 million diamond-shaped interchange, complete with new bridges, is necessary because of the rapid growth in this area. This next phase will be phase 3 of 6 in the project, and the intense work starts Friday night at 7.
Just going to be numerous lane closures, right, left lanes on Maryland 4 throughout the entire weekend. So there's not going to be any turning movements on Maryland 4 at Suitland Parkway. So if you can, avoid the area. It's very busy even on the weekends.
And Charlie Gishler with the State Highway Administration says come Monday, the road will have a brand new traffic pattern.
It's going to take a couple of days before folks get used to it. So I would expect that Monday morning there's going to be some increased traffic delays at that intersection.
For commuters like Carolyn.
Well, I hope when they finish it'll be better. I hope, but I don't know when they're going to finish.
2029.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's going to be a while. So, okay, I'm stuck.
As they say with construction, no pain, no gain. The overall project does still have years to go. In Upper Marlboro, Adam Tuss, News 4.
You've been warned. When we come right back on the rundown, how the Commanders are looking to turn things around when it comes to their defense. As football season inches closer, the Commanders are looking to turn things around when it comes to their defense. JP Finley has more from Ashburn.
Two things can be true at once. Last year, Washington's defense was very bad. This year, Washington has overhauled that group. And while we don't know what the results will look like until they play the games, you got to be excited from what you see on the practice field. That starts with new defensive coordinator Durante Jones. Jones has brought a very aggressive scheme to Washington. Previous stop was in Minnesota, where they blitzed the quarterback like crazy. So expect to see that here in the Burgundy and Gold. But how does Jones get that message to his players? Through his great communication skills.
Yeah, that actually goes back, I would attribute that to my teaching in the Louisiana high school system. And doing that and doing a lesson plan, when you create a lesson plan, you have to pretty much hit on everyone's learning style because everyone learns differently. And so whether I'm an audio learner or visual learner, or I'm a read and write learner or kinesthetic learner, you got to be able to tap onto each person's learning style within that lesson plan so that everyone feels connected. And so we try to do that as coaches so that you're hitting on every player in that room. And then you get out and you walk through, and that's our process.
One player that could help Durante Jones out a lot, that would be rookie linebacker Sonny Styles.
You can see that times where he cuts it loose, and you really see that speed on tape. And that's just what most guys who are, one, young, right, and they're kind of still playing kind of tentatively a little bit, but then, you know, letting that just go. I'd rather you go full speed and make a mistake than to be too slow and be right.
Just a freak of nature, bro. Me and him are looking eye to eye. But clearly he running probably 10 miles faster than I'm running. You know what I'm saying? Like, he coming downhill, and he bringing thump with it. So it's like, it's just fun to see a young, spry guy just bouncing all over the field, bro. Like, he's just in the box with these running backs, and he ain't getting danced out of the hole. You know what I'm saying? And you love to see that, man. He ain't losing his ground on no contact. He can do some outstanding things in coverage, bro. And like, it's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing for me to be around something like that.
Coming up on Wednesday, this place is going to be packed. That's because the Miami Dolphins are coming to town for a joint practice ahead of Friday night's preseason game. Fans will be on hand, and I'd expect to see some of the hardest hitting we've seen so far in training camp. It's going to be fun. We'll be here for you. Covering the Commanders in Ashburn, I'm JP Finley.
We're looking forward to it, JP. Thanks so much. That does it for the rundown for this Tuesday night. Be sure to join us right back here for News 4 at 11. For now, I'm Jim Handley. Have a great night, everybody.